I've always been interested in education. I actually almost applied to teachers college coming right out of high school, but instead I pursued an undergrad degree in business. But when I saw the opportunity at Kritik, it was the perfect chance for me to combine those two interests where I could gain that business acumen and that knowledge while still exploring my passion for education. And I've learned so much about higher education, best practices, and it's just been the perfect opportunity for me to combine those two interests and passions of mine into a feasible career.
You know, some of my friends from the university I go to, so I go to the University of Waterloo, they told me that they ended up using Kritik in their classes a couple of times and they really enjoyed it. They thought it was a real efficient tool. They had a good time using it. And I also think that, word of mouth is really powerful. And, as a student, I really respect the professors that work at my university. And so, hearing that they really like the product enough to implement it in their classes and in their courses really meant a lot to me. So I decided to apply. And then at the interview, I got to meet people that work at the company. And I thought that they really, really, really believed in the product. And they also really spoke super highly about the company culture. I got a sense that the company culture was really supportive, which is really important to me personally. And
the reason I chose to work at Kritik is just because the role was so diverse. So I wanted to try the different areas from HR marketing to customer success. The website was really nice when I checked it out. I liked the tool and I really liked the values that were posted.
Culture. When I was researching co-ops to apply to, when I came across the Kritik website, it was something that I saw a great value in, and it was something that I wish I had access to in my courses. And because of that, and reading what Kritik really stands for and the culture that they have, it was something that I really wanted to be a part of, and to not only be a part of that company culture to learn for my education, my degree, and my co-op program, but it was something I wanted to contribute to helping benefit as many students as possible.
The part that attracts me the most as a software developer is that I have learned a lot of important technical skills here. Developer team at Kritik has a super friendly environment. Developers share knowledge to each other and also help each other when any developer encounters problems. I have learned so much about the best coding practice, tricks on the technology like the React, and all those technology skills I have learned here will help me with my future career.
My experience at Kritik has been absolutely fantastic. I've learned so much in such a short period of time, and not just in my team with the customer support and success side, but also how the marketing, product, and sales teams all work together to achieve the success of a business as a whole. Working in a startup environment has really allowed me to feel like I'm making a significant impact on the company. Even though I've only been here for about 4 months now, I've been able to reduce our first response time on the live chats. I've been able to implement new processes, write new articles that are posted, and then also work on our product-led growth side, where I've been able to kind of redefine how we track product-led growth and make some big changes there, which I'm really proud of. And it's been a super cool experience and super cool feeling to be a part of such an awesome culture and an awesome company as a whole.
I would describe my experience at Kritik as a learning experience. So I learned a lot about technical skills, email campaigns, social media posts, recruitment, grant applications, data entry. I also learned lots of soft skills such as problem solving, independence, and my initiative. So all those skills will definitely help me grow future in my career.
The overall experience at Kritik is amazing. The colleagues are super friendly and willing to help when I have troubles with my codes. The supervisor is always support me in the back and motivate me to achieve something I have never done before. It's a super fun and challenging journey here. Working at Kritik make me realize that we will always learn. No matter if we just graduate from school or we have 10 years of work experience, there will always something new, something that we are not familiar with. So as a software developer, I need to learn new technical skills to catch up with the new technology trends. And when it's necessary, I will also learn technologies that I'm not familiar with. For example, I have learned how to use the React query, MongoDB aggregation, etc. since our team decided to use those technologies to improve the application performance for our user. The best way of learning something new is learn them and apply them to the work. I feel it will change my way of how I study courses when I return to school to finish my degree after the internship, because I could apply this evaluate and feedback method that I have learned in Kritik to my study as well, which I believe will inspire me to have a better shape with my coursework and makes knowledge easier to absorb.
Would not only being how to communicate in a team and receive and give critical feedback to my peers and my team, would be how to be entrepreneurial and adapt my approach. As the school semesters and the school year is changing, whether it's the start of a semester, midterms, exams, we're on a break, the outreach to professors changes. And so I had to learn how to adapt my approach, the processes I used, whether it be email outreaching, on the phones, the scripts I was using, how I really approached my outreach, whenever I reach a problem or a roadblock, I had to change my process and figure out what works and what doesn't.
Startups, Kritik is pretty fast paced, which I don't think is necessarily bad. It's pretty good. I get pretty bored doing the same repetitive tasks over and over again, but at Kritik, there's lots of opportunity to test new ideas, try new things, and express your want or your curiosity to learn something new. For example, this term, I for the first time got to meddle in email analytics. I think that's something I really wanted to do, and I actually expressed that during my interview that I personally really wanted to learn about analytics and marketing because I major in economics at Waterloo. So there I learned a lot about, statistics, how to manage numbers and all that stuff. I really got the chance to finally play with numbers here, which is really cool. It's something that I really wanted to do. I kind of learned how to do a lot of more marketing tasks that I believe at other companies it would be seen as something for only managers to do. So it's really cool that I got lots of hands-on experience, and I even got to, make summaries of what these numbers mean for my email analytics that I made and how I can change them and make them better for the future, which is really cool. And I think that's some really key takeaways that I can take with me in my career.
The most important thing I learned during my internship as software developer is that always having good communication with the team and always listening senior developers' advice. It may sound simple, but it takes several steps to truly accomplish that. As a software developer, my main responsibility is to make a user-friendly platform for instructor and students. I need to communicate with the product team constantly to ensure my implementations meet the design and also meet the requirement. I also need to communicate with other developers about the quality of the codes, which is super important for a developer team because we want to maintain a healthy code base. We also have code reviews, which is having other developers review the submitted code before we merge them into the code base. Through these activities, I have learned so many things such as the best practice of coding and also some technical tricks that would improve the code's performance.
Things that I feel like I brought in to the company and I really improved on while I was here was being direct to others about any critical feedback that I had. I found that when I came in here, I was very so-so at it. I added lots of sugarcoating to my words. I was kind of afraid of pushing anybody's buttons or, hurting anyone's feelings. But here I realized, in a professional setting, people really crave and want feedback. And at Kritik, one of the values we have here is critical honesty. So, being honest to others about what you think is great and what you think needs improvement is actually beneficial to the whole of a company. And it's something that can always be put up for discussion, so there's no need to be afraid to state your opinion in a way that can be nicely received by others, but there's no need to sugarcoat a lot. So that's something that I feel like I improved on a lot while I was at Kritik, and while I was here I really learned not to be afraid of asking questions.
And so a big lesson I take, and something I really did learn at Kritik, was how to both communicate with my team and be critical and be honest with not myself and my team, and how to adapt and be entrepreneurial with my processes when it came to outreach in my BDR role. The school year is changing, whether it's the start of a semester, midterms, exams, we're on a break. The outreach to professors changes. And so I had to learn how to adapt my approach, the processes I used, whether it be email outreaching, on the phones, the scripts I was using, how I really approached my outreach, whenever I reach a problem or a roadblock, I had to change my process and figure out what works and what doesn't.
The most important thing I learned while at Kritik was definitely knowing myself a little more. I feel like I gained a lot of knowledge on what areas I wanted to work in because I had such a diverse role. Discovering some things I liked and some things I didn't. I really found out I do truly like marketing and that's a passion for me. So I'm really excited that I can go through that in the future. You can see my growth at the beginning. I wasn't sure, kind of debating between HR and marketing. And then as I got to the middle, there was some stuff in HR I liked, but I just felt in the end that marketing side was my passion. So that's something big that I learned.
The most important thing I've learned at Kritik is how to work successfully in a team. I've had the chance to work with so many different people from different departments, in different time zones, working on different projects all at the same time. And it's been an awesome learning experience for me, learning how to communicate best with others and work towards a common goal. So really that team environment at Kritik has been huge for me, and it's been a really integral part of my co-op experience.
So lastly, I'm going to go through and talk about how my managers facilitated my growth and support at Kritik. I actually, in my whole term, had 6 different managers while Kritik. So the first one I'm going to mention is Holly, who is no longer with Kritik. However, she was very supportive, always giving me lots of advice and things like that. So she was really a great manager. Kelly, who's always offered me advice on how to help customers, giving me extra tips and always there anytime I had a question. Vlad was also always there whenever I had an LMS question. I didn't know too much about the area when I started, but he was always quick to teach me and very happy to jump on a call if I had a quick question as well. So that was very nice, and he was always there to listen with empathy. Armin as well, also very quick to answer my questions and offer advice, and he taught me a lot of skills in marketing, such as using HubSpot and email marketing, which are things I didn't have too much experience with before. So it was really nice to gain those skills from him. Kareen was another one. She would always meet with me when she had time, and we would discuss kind of my tasks for the day and kind of get organized, so she helped me with that. And then Mohsen also worked a lot with me with HR, helping me learn how to invoice and do some of our more financial tasks. So it was really great to kind of work in all these different areas and get all these different experiences.
My managers really facilitated my growth and support in my role by giving me the tools I need to succeed and always making sure that I had the things I needed in order to succeed. Always asking if I had any roadblocks or if there was anything that they could do to help me succeed in my role. And outside my role, in terms of my co-op, always being able to communicate with my co-op team and my co-op advisor, always making sure that I asking if I was getting everything I wanted, if there was anything else I wanted to learn or be a part of for my co-op experience, not forgetting about the fact that I'm a co-op student, focusing and emphasizing that I still learn and get everything out of the co-op that I need and want.
The leadership team at Kritik is phenomenal. They're always ensuring you have opportunities to grow, you have all the tools you need for success, and then also they're willing to provide feedback in a critical and motivational way so you can learn from those experiences, which is really what Kritik is all about. My manager in particular, Kelly, has been fantastic. She's always checking in, making sure I'm set up for success, I'm on the right path to achieve all of my goals, but also giving me that space, the autonomy to kind of have control, have ownership over my own goals, my own performance, and really kind of thrive and grow in that environment. And because of that environment that has been set up, I've had the chance to grow so much in such a short period of time, and I'm really thankful for my manager and then just the leadership team as a whole as well.
I'm really grateful with my manager, Mark. He is super friendly, respectful, supportive, and being patient with me. He's an understanding person and always encourage me to dive deep into the code base and leave my comfort zone to achieve something that I have never touched. He teaches me a lot of developer rules that will benefit my future career life. He cares about my growth in Kritik. We have meetings twice a month just to discuss what I could improve, what I have done. And I'm really appreciate his support for me during my internship.
Since I'm in the marketing department, I work a lot with our marketing director, Armin, as well as the marketing manager and content manager, Prady. They are super awesome. They have never made me feel like I've asked a dumb question. They are so awesome. They let me test out a lot of my ideas, whether it be in my writing, in email marketing, and social media marketing, and analytics. And they've let me find my own takeaways that I can present to the rest of the team, which is a really great opportunity. Since they've supported me so much, I've really had the courage to be a little bit bolder in my opinions and be a little less shy about the things that I have to say, the critical feedback that I have to give. Whenever they talk about, what accomplishments we have as a team, they've always, said not just me, but to the rest of the marketing team, like, thank you for all your hard work. And I think they're really motivational people, and I think they have a really good attitude about work as well. I definitely think it rubs off on the rest of the team and makes everyone work their hardest to support one another as well as the company.